I live with my new mom, so you need to divorce dad and leave right now.
Well, I guess it's time for the nuisance to disappear. Have a happy life. I was cast out of my own home by my husband and his mistress, left to walk away alone. My husband was shocked by our daughter's unexpected action. He had assumed she would leave with me.
Wait, hold on, Sarah. You're kidding, right?
This is unacceptable. I'm not looking after the kids.
As my husband and his mistress began to panic, they realized there was a reason they had to take care of the daughters. My name is Mary. I'm a 40-year-old housewife. I live with my husband and our 2 daughters in our apartment. John, my husband, was my classmate, and we dated since our school days, marrying 2 years after he started his job. After graduating from college, I helped with my family business until marrying John and becoming a housewife, busy with the birth and upbringing of our 2 daughters. Now, our daughter Sarah is in middle school and Olivia is in high school. Both are in the midst of their rebellious phase, hardly speaking to us and constantly fighting with each other.
Hey, that's my snack, Olivia.
It doesn't have your name on it. Too late, I've already ate it.
What's all this noise about? And who left the snack wrappers lying around?
I don't know. Olivia ate it.
I don't know either.
It was always silly reasons like these that they fought over, and to me, my daughters still seemed like young children. One day, feeling a nagging discomfort in my body, I reluctantly made my way to the doctor. To my utter disbelief, I was diagnosed with early-stage cancer. As I broke the news to my husband, his reaction was one of sheer panic and confusion.
Cancer? That's serious. What are we going to do now? How will we manage?
It seems I'll need to be hospitalized.
What if something happens to you? How am I supposed to carry on? We need to prepare for everything.
What do you mean, if something happens? We don't even know anything for sure yet.
How can you be so nonchalant? What if the cancer progresses and you can't make your own decisions anymore?
He continued, his worry morphing into a sense of urgency that I found both irritating and unnecessary.
Mom, we can take care of ourselves, so please don't push yourself too hard.
And Mom, when it comes to cooking, I'm better than Olivia. I'll help out.
I have been worried about how my teenage daughters would react to my illness, but their proactive offer to help around the house and their comforting words made me realize how much they had grown. After undergoing surgery and being hospitalized, I was informed by my doctor that the prognosis was good, a piece of news that brought me a much-needed sense of relief. However, when I tried to share this with my husband, I couldn't get in touch with him. Frustrated, I left a message with my daughter, only to be shocked by what she relayed back to me.
Mom, I have terrible news. Dad's cheating on you. He brought a stranger home and said she's going to be our new mom.
What, is that true?
It's awful. Sarah has been crying all day long. I'm calling Grandma.
Olivia contacted our relatives, and it was decided that my daughters and parents would come to visit me in the hospital the following day. However, before their arrival, my husband unexpectedly showed up with the woman he was having an affair with.
Hello, I'm Mamie. I've been seeing your husband for quite some time now.
What are you talking about? She said, her decision tinged with a mix of anger and determination. Her brazenness left me speechless as she stood there. My husband looked at her fondly. Then he turned to me and said,
You don't have much time left, do you? I want to proceed with our divorce as soon as possible for her sake.
We're in love. You can't possibly take care of him anymore, can you? Leave it to me and go peacefully. And please transfer the apartment to us soon.
My husband seemed to be under the delusion that my time was short, completely lost in his fantasies of a new life with his mistress. Are you both out of your minds? Do you even hear yourselves?
Of course, we know what we're saying. If you don't sort out the apartment situation, it's going to affect our future.
Their only concern was indeed the apartment we shared. The apartment is what I inherited from my grandfather when I was still single. My grandfather, a wealthy real estate mogul, had several properties under his belt. He generously bequeathed to me one of the luxury apartments he owned, which was initially intended for commercial leasing. My husband worriedly mentioned that if I didn't clearly specify in my will The ownership of the apartment could end up being divided into thirds among our daughters. Enough. I don't want to hear it anymore. Both of you just get out. Overwhelmed by a whirlwind of shock, anger, and sorrow, I found myself unable to think straight and impulsively kicked them both out of my hospital room. After a while, my tears gave way to concern for my daughters. It wasn't long before my two girls and my parents arrived, offering comfort in my moment of turmoil.
Mom, why are you crying?
What happened, Mom?
I recounted the distressing visit from my husband and his mistress. My parents were livid and disgusted by my husband's actions. My daughters also angrily denounced him as the worst. As I regained some composure, I was finally able to tell my daughters and parents the good news that my cancer was benign and had been completely cured. Actually, there's no need to worry about my cancer anymore. It was benign.
That's such a relief.
So, you're going to be okay, Mom?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry for worrying you all. And to think, John wouldn't even listen to me, just going on about writing a will. The joy at my recovery was shadowed by the revelation of my husband's true nature, brought to light by my hospitalization. I felt maintaining our relationship was now impossible. After discussing with my parents, I decided to move back to their home once I left the hospital. Although I intended to take my daughters with me, they had decided to stay in the apartment. They shared their reasoning with me. While I was initially taken aback by their decision, I soon saw it as a fitting retribution against my husband. I arranged a meeting with my husband and his mistress to discuss the divorce and collect my belongings from the apartment. I'll agree to the divorce. What are your plans regarding the girls?
They should stay with their mother, of course.
Yes, they should go with you.
That's when my daughters stepped forward.
We've decided to live with our new mom, so you can go ahead and divorce Dad right now.
Well, if I'm the one in the way, I'll disappear then. Enjoy your happiness. My husband was taken aback by our daughter's unexpected stance, having assumed they would leave with me.
Wait, what? You're leaving the kids with me? This must be some kind of joke.
Why not? A healthy new mom is better than a sickly one, right?
This is no joke. I'm not looking after them.
Then I'll leave the apartment to the girls, and you two can leave. My statement left my husband and his mistress speechless. I have to ensure you'll take good care of the girls. I was going to leave the apartment to you. But now, I might as well claim my alimony while I'm at it.
Hold on. You're right. As their father, it's my duty to look after them, right, Amy?
Well, okay.
All right, I'm counting on you to take care of our daughters. If you two can live happily in this apartment, I couldn't care less about the infidelity compensation.
Got it. Leave it to me.
John replied, a hint of eagerness in his tone, perhaps too eager for someone supposedly remorseful. John and Amy, convinced that I was on my deathbed due to a grave illness, decided to play along for now, believing it to be the easiest path forward. Their underlying motive was crystal clear. After leaving the hospital, I decided to move back to my parents' home to focus on my recovery away from the strains of household duties and my husband's care. Freed from these responsibilities, my health began to improve remarkably. Meanwhile, Amy was irked by the presence of Sarah and Olivia. Having fantasized about a peaceful life in the upscale apartment with John, sans any interruptions, to her dismay, the daughters had been leaving all the household chores to her, contributing to her growing frustration.
Hey, you two, would it kill you to do some cleaning around here?
Eh? I've never really done cleaning before.
Hey, new mom, what about dinner? I hope it's not as bad as yesterday's.
I don't do cooking. Figure something out yourselves.
Maybe we should order some pizza then. I'm starving.
Yay, love pizza.
What? No, stop. Do you have any idea how much that'll cost? Fine, I'll cook. Why do I have to deal with this?
Furthermore, the daughters kept enrolling in expensive online courses and making demands that strained John's finances, which in turn left him with less to lavish on Amy. This financial strain led to more arguments between them.
Why should my allowance be cut? I'm stuck doing chores all day, and I'm stressed out. I at least deserve to shop freely.
It can't be helped. We're in the red this month because the kids bought new clothes.
I can't stand it anymore. When will your ex-wife finally leave this world?
Not sure. I'll call her and ask.
Occasionally, John called me to inquire about my health, a tactic to gauge how much longer I would be around.
How are you feeling? Are you back in the hospital yet?
Yes, it's looking bad. Please take care of the kids for me.
Oh, okay.
After I'm gone, the apartment will be yours. I'll forget about the infidelity compensation.
Okay.
So the girls really want to go on a trip. Make sure you give them enough for it, all right?
Got it.
Armed with the travel funds from John, Sarah and Olivia set off on a journey with me. There was a time when I reached out to my husband first. Hey there. So, Olivia is really keen on joining this elite prep camp for her college admissions test.
Oh, but it's quite expensive and I was thinking of advising her to reconsider.
Getting Olivia into her first choice college is the last thing on my bucket list.
Really? Okay, I understand.
It appeared my husband was banking on inheriting a fancy apartment and a hefty divorce settlement, as he had been piling up debt after debt. A year had flown by, and I had managed to break free from my family's business. I set up my own firm, and before I knew it, contracts were rolling in, enabling me to hire a small team. One fateful day, through my professional connections, I stumbled upon the scandalous affairs of Amy, the woman entangled with my husband. After a year of silence, I resolved to confront both my husband and Amy. Upon my arrival at the apartment, their expressions were priceless. Sheer astonishment painted their faces. No wonder. They were expecting to see me wasted away and frail. But actually, I was confidently wearing a designer suit, embodying the very essence of a successful woman in her career. It's been a while. I'm here today because we need to have a serious talk about what lies ahead.
Wow, you're looking good. Really good.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Anyway, Amy,
What do you want from me?
in a way, to express my gratitude for the care you've given my daughters, I'm here to present you with the findings of a little investigation. I'd strongly advise you to think carefully about your next steps. I handed Amy an envelope, its contents heavy with implications.
What's this?
What is this?
You're aware my family is in the detective business, right? Well, I've taken the leap and now run my own agency, specializing in unearthing affairs.
Affairs? I've already come clean about everything.
I'm not referring to you. It's her I'm pointing out. Directing my finger at Amy, I continued. See, Amy, it seems you've been quite busy, entangled with several married men, not just John. Our clients are on the verge of taking legal action, so brace yourself.
Impossible, that can't be true.
From within the envelope emerged photographs depicting Amy in compromising situations with numerous men.
What's with these guys in the photos? Amy, have you been cheating all along?
All of this is baseless. Besides, weren't you on your deathbed? What's happening with the apartment inheritance?
Yeah, weren't you supposed to be terminally ill? You've been deceiving us all along.
My husband found himself in a whirlwind of disbelief. He was caught off guard by the dual revelations that his affair partner was betraying him. Simultaneously, he discovered that I, whom he believed was on my deathbed, was actually bursting with vitality. I haven't tricked anyone. It's a fact of life. Everyone meets their end eventually, right? You just wildly misinterpreted that my time was nearly up. Oh, and just a heads up, our attorney will be in touch about the affair's alimony. I'm quite curious to see how many people's payments Amy will be on the hook for.
Alimony. You were supposed to waive that since I've been looking after the kids.
Did I ever make such a promise? Anyway, the kids are coming with me, so you won't have to bother anymore.
What? No, that can't be.
As this unfolded, my daughters emerged from the room, briefcases in hand, signifying their readiness to leave all this behind. They faced their father and Amy, offering bright, grateful smiles for a past that was now firmly behind them.
We appreciate you, Dad. Stay well.
Back inside, my daughters and I shared a moment of silent communication, our smiles laden with the satisfaction of a plan well executed. Just as we planned, following through with my promise, I initiated alimony proceedings against my husband and Amy. The apartment was sold off, leaving them without a roof over their heads. Amy, foreseeing the financial ruin of staying with my husband, had already fled the scene. Ironically, she sought refuge with another man, only to be caught by our agency's operatives and handed over to a very angry wife, resulting in quite the spectacle. Meanwhile, I took legal steps to garnish my husband's wages for alimony. This action relegates him to a life of modest living quarters, facing the scorn of his peers as he toils under the weight of his financial obligations. My agency, on the other hand, has flourished, and I'm living a fulfilling life with my daughters, ensuring we all remain healthy and content.